Alright, so Slay the Spire is a roguelike dungeon exploration deck building game. Lots of fun, made by a few folks in Seattle, uh, or the Seattle area at least, and I have a lot of fun with it. I do have quite a bit of playtime in it already, about 100 hours. I have only fully completed the game once as the Ironclad. Um, that's including defeating the heart at the end of the spire. I've been trying to do it with I always forget their names. With the silent, but have not had much luck. Uh, Real quick, let me see how easy is it to get the Twitch stuff integrated onto this. Looks like I may have had to set that up beforehand. Alright, well, let's go ahead. We'll do a run. Any request for which class to play? So the Ironclad is big beefy warrior type. The Silent is your sneaky rogue type. And then the Defect is your mage type. Alright, we'll fail at the Silent. I'm gonna not do it on Ascension, because I still want to try and get all the way to the end. So yeah, this guy smugly asks every time you play if you want another try. But he offers you something to help you through. So we can get a rare card for free, 3 random potions, take 21 damage, which since we only have 70 hit points, that's a lot of damage, to transform 2 cards, or lose our starting relic to gain a random boss relic. The Ring of the Snake lets us draw 2 additional cards at the beginning, so it's not a super strong relic, but the random boss relic could be any random relic. So yeah, I think the rare card might be our best bet. Let's go ahead, take that. After Image is a good card. Alright. I am a fan of question marks. I am a bigger fan of taking on these guys early rather than later in the game, because they do get harder as the game progresses. So we'll start down this way. Cool. So we get our After Image card right off the bat. That's perfect. Nobody's attacking. Highlighting over it, it'll tell you what the different symbols mean. So these little green twirls mean that they're going to do some sort of strategic ability, giving us a negative effect. One of them is going to reduce our armor, one of them is going to reduce our attack. I don't remember which one is which off the top of my head. I think this guy is attack and this guy is armor. We have our basic strike attack, which will deal 6 damage. And we have our basic defend cards, which will give us 5 block. We don't need to block anything right now, and we have enough damage here to take out the green slime. So let's do that. We'll end our turn and see what the spike guy does. Alright, so I had it reversed. The spike guy reduces armor, acid reduces attack. Alright, still not attacking us, so let's go ahead, use all of our strikes on him. We have our neutralize card, which will do 3 damage and apply 1 weak, which, if he were attacking us, would lessen the damage by 25%. So it's just more damage. Then we have our survivor card, which gives us, it's usually 8 block, and we have to discard 1 card to use it. But because we are frail, we gain 25% less block from our cards. So we'll still use it, just because we had 1 more energy to use. Yeah, sorry, I skipped that part. So you get 3 energy to start with, and the cost of the card is up in the top left corner. So that's why when we use our neutralize, it's free, our energy does not get used up. He was going to be doing 8 damage to us, but because we weakened him, he's now going to be doing 6. We have one more strike, so let's go ahead and use that. And then our survivor card will give us the rest of the block we need, and we can go ahead and pass the turn. And then we've got plenty of damage to finish him off. So that is the gist of how combat works in this. When we beat the enemies, we get loot, gold from every fight. Potions are a chance to drop with each fight, and then we can add a card to our deck after every fight. So we have After Image, so we're going to want to play a bunch of cards in order to get more and more block. So Blade Dance will add 2 Shivs. Shivs are 0 cost attack cards. So I think if we can make a Shiv deck, that's going to benefit us with our After Image card. It will end up hurting us at the end of the game when we run into the Heart, because he does 1 damage for every card. But if we can upgrade a card, like After Image, it becomes innate, which means we'll be starting with it every combat. So having that will negate the Heart's ability to do 1 damage to us every time we play a card. So we're off to a pretty good synergistic start here. Mercury Hourglass will deal 3 damage to all enemies at the start of your turn. And then the Sapphire Key is part of what we need to get in order to even reach the Heart. I tend to save the Sapphire Key until I find something that's not like a super great item in one of the chests. The Mercury Hourglass is a great item. Doing 3 damage every turn to all enemies is a great item to have, so we'll take that. And let's keep moving up and seeing what happens. Alright, so we can remove a card from our deck. Getting rid of these basic cards sooner rather than later is a great way to make sure our deck gets to the good stuff fast. We have Survivor, so I'm going to get rid of one of our 5 defends. Since that will let us do damage quicker. Alright, and this question mark ends up being a guy for us to attack. And the Mercury Hourglass takes effect even on the first turn, so he's already down 3 damage. We'll go ahead, play the After Image first. We will neutralize him, so he's only doing 8 damage to us. We'll play the Blade Dance to get the extra Shivs. We'll play both Shivs to give us even more protection. And then we'll go ahead, we'll play the Defend, get us up to the 10 defense that we need to stop his damage from hitting us. And there we go. Alright, so he's going to be doing 7 damage to us. But if we play 3 cards, that'll give us 3 defense, and 1 defend bumps us up to 8, which is higher than 7, so no damage again. So he gave himself some defense. Our Mercury Hourglass went off, so his defense went from 5 to 2. So we still need to do 13 damage this turn to knock him out. We have 18 in hand, so let's go ahead and take him out. Alright. What do you think? Outmaneuver will let us have more energy to take a big turn on the next turn. Acrobatics will let us get more cards in our hand, but we still only have 3 energy. When Acrobatics upgrades, it still costs an energy, but gives us more options for our hand. So none of these will get us more shivs. But I'm thinking Sucker Punch will deal damage, apply weak, and give us defense because we will have After Image. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Sucker Punch. And let's go ahead, we'll take on an Elite, which is just a really strong enemy. So this is Nob. He is his namesake. He will, this first turn, give himself a buff, and that buff is that anytime we use a skill rather than an attack or power, he will gain 1 strength, which makes him very dangerous early on because our skills are our block, so we don't have too much of a means to deal with his shenanigans. But starting off dealing over 15, dealing 18 damage to him, if we can get more turns like that, we should take him down really quick. And you can see even his base attacks without the extra strength does a lot of damage. So let's weaken him. That'll be helpful. So he's going to do 10 damage to us. We can get that down to 7 because of our 3 defense. If I play one more card, it will give us a total of 9 defense, but he'll go up 2 strength. I still think it's worth it because overall we'll only take 3 damage. Alright, so now he's going to attack us and apply a negative effect, which is not fun. But let's keep adding the weak to him. When you apply more than 1 weak, it will just last for more turns. We're going to take 3 damage here. I don't want to give him more strength, so I'm not going to bother to block. And I don't really think it's worthwhile to use our Swift Potion to get 3 cards here when we could only play 1 of them. So he's made us vulnerable, which means we're going to take even more damage from his attacks than we would beforehand. Well, we definitely want to do that and that. So the shivs deal 4 damage, so we can do 8 more damage to him. It's going to give him 2 more strength, but playing the 2 shivs will negate that strength increase. So we still end up taking 15 damage, which isn't great. Yeah, we don't have our neutralize in there, so we can't guarantee that we would draw it. So I still don't want to use the Swift Potion. But we'd manage to finish them off pretty quickly. Alright, Frozen Egg. So now anytime we get a power, it'll automatically be upgraded. That's really good to get early on. We don't have any powers in here. And we've got 3 different 2-cost cards, which is a little goes against our current strategy of playing a bunch of cards so that After Image will work. But this one does 15 damage, this one does 15 damage, and lets us draw 2 additional cards next turn. So I think Predator is the better way to go. And we got just a basic enemy here. The extra card draw is not bad, plus 15 damage is nothing to thumb your nose at. So this guy is going to increase his strength by 3 at the end of every turn. So we want to finish him off as fast as possible. We already have enough defense to block his attack, so I didn't really need to play the Survivor, but I did it anyway. There we go. Alright. We've got 3 different cards that'll give us defense. Dodge and roll will give us 4 block on our current turn, 4 block on our next turn. So that's a good card for 2 turns. Dash will do damage and add block. It is a 2 energy card, so again, unless we can get something that's giving us more energy, it's not super synergistic. And then backflip, you gain 5 block and draw 2 cards. I think when you upgrade dodge and roll, it's 6 block, so it's better than... So once it gets upgraded, it's better than our normal defense. And it's better for 2 turns. I think I'm going to go dodge and roll. And we'll head here. I've taken 21 points of damage. We've got the opportunity to do 2 elites if we want to get greedy. I think I do. So I'm going to go ahead and rest here. Let's go back up to full. And let's see what our treasure is. Some gold. And then a whetstone will let us upgrade 2 random attacks. So unfortunately we still have our strikes in there. So those could get upgraded. But it could also upgrade our predator and our sucker punch. So I'm going to take the whetstone. Alright. Upgrade it to sucker punch and upgrade it 1 strike. I'll take it. That's not too bad. So this guy is nice in that we can decide when we want him to fight us. We drew a really nice hand here though. Actually no we didn't. So I'm just going to get the shivs into my deck and end my turn. See what we draw next turn. I want to maximize the amount of damage we do to him while he only has 5 defense. Because once he wakes up, at the end of his turn he's going to gain... oh, no, he is gaining 8, but because we have the Mercury Hourglass, it's going down to 5. So here we've got 18 damage. I'm just going to go ahead, do that right off the bat. Because we still have our Sucker Punch in our draw pile, which will let us apply weak to him when we hit him here. Now our choice is, do we do the Predator to do more damage and get more cards next turn, or do we go for the defense? And since he's doing 13, I'm going to go for the defense. Play a little more conservatively so that we can take on 2 elites without endangering ourselves too much. Keep weakening him. And then just get a crap ton of defense going. Alright. He's not doing any damage to us this turn. We still have 1 energy, so let's go ahead, drink that draw potion. And we've got him down to 33 already. But he did just weaken our strength and our defense. The good news is that our after image is still 1, despite the fact that we are losing 1 block because of the decrease in dexterity. This will get us more defense, so we'll do it that way. So we're going to take another 10 damage. But we'll knock him down to 19 health, 16 health after our Mercury Hourglass comes into effect. And then we can easily defend this attack. And we should be able to finish him off next turn unless we draw a horrendous hand. But we had the strike plus in our deck, thankfully. because we drew 4 defense cards after that. Oh, elites are even easier to defeat now. So going to the greedy path paid out for us. Now we can figure out what we want to take here. So we're not doing much that makes us discard, so Sneaky Strike's not great. Get another chance at the dash. 10 block, 10 damage. 10 damage is pretty good. Dagger Spray, though, does 8 damage to all enemies. So I think that's the way to go. Alright, we want to go this way. So the Mad Gremlin, we've seen this before. He receives 1 strength anytime we do damage to him, instead of when we use abilities. This guy, he's going to charge his laser for 3 turns, I think it is. And this guy just does 9 damage every turn. Super basic. Let's try and take out as many of these guys as we can in this turn. We can definitely take out the guy who's going to do 9 to us. And we've got 8 damage coming to us. Let's just go ahead and hit the guy charging up. We'll take 5 damage here. Because I want to try and take out the Mad Gremlins in one go, since this will let us do that. All we got to do is take out 1 more Mad Gremlin, and he's going to do 2 damage to us. Not too bad. And then we can just take him out. Alright, Tools of the Trade will let us draw and discard at the beginning of every turn. And it's already upgraded, so it won't cost us anything to use it. I think that's a great card for what we're doing. You can make sure that we have the defense or attack that we need. Let's go to the merchant. We've got a bunch of gold. Let's see what he's selling. Infinite Blades gives us more and more shivs. Great synergy. Definitely want to buy that. The waffle will raise our hit points by 7 and heal us to full. A good option. The Omamori will negate the next 2 curses that we obtain. Could be good, could be useless. Secret Weapon will let us put an attack from our draw pile directly to our hand. Pretty expensive, though. Is there anything we wanted to remove? I mean, we can remove a regular strike. That'll cost 75. So we won't be able to get the waffle as well. Since we're going after another elite, I'm going to take the waffle, heal ourselves all the way, and get the extra hit points. Alright, so this guy, when we get him to half health, will split himself. Oh, that's right. Infinite Blades, when we bought it, upgraded, so it also starts in our starting hand, which does make our first turn a little weak, because we're dropping 2 energy just to get our powers up and running. But let's go ahead, we'll weaken his attack, and give ourselves some defense this turn and next turn. So we're going to take 5 damage, but that's alright. He's just going to do some sort of negative effect on us, so let's just load as much damage as we can. We don't want him to go below 33, so we're going to stop there. because if we can get him really far below 33, that'll be even better for us, because each of the ones that he splits into will take what his hit points is currently at. So he's at 35. And we can just unleash on him here. So now we're just going to have to deal with 2 slimes at 22. $19 after the mercury hourglass. We're dealing with 2 guys, so let's get rid of the predator. We'll dagger spray. I think I'll go ahead and defend, so we've got all the damage blocked. And then we'll just do the rest of the damage to him. So we only need to do 3 damage to him next turn because of the mercury hourglass, and 10 to the guy in the back. So that should be pretty easy to do. And yeah, so we can sucker punch, strike, and shiv this guy. And there we go. Take the gold. Let's do the thing that gives us even more shivs. So the guys with the little flame behind them means it's an elite that's going to be a little bit stronger. These guys got stronger by getting 11 more max hit points, but because we had the preserved insect, it still took 25% of their hit points away. So we only have to do 33 damage to them, except for this guy, who's 36. They have 1 artifact, which means that if we try to debuff them, they will still manage to, they will negate one of the debuffs. You know what, I'm willing to take some extra damage to kill off one of these guys faster. The best strategy for these is to take care of one of the 2 that act on the same turn and ignore the middle guy until you take out one of them. Got another blade dance. This time it behooves us to defend since we've got 18 damage coming our way. But because of our after image and the defend cards we had in place, we dropped that down to 2. And should easily be able to take out that rear sentry. Alright. So let's dagger spray. The neutralize won't apply the weak because of that artifact, but we can actually go ahead and take him out all in this turn. So now we just have 1 sentry left to deal with. And we've only taken, what is that, 11 damage total? Alright. Tools of the trade. Not really going to help us since these guys are almost done. In fact, I think I can finish them off in this turn. There we go. Alright, so Bag of Marvels. So at the start of each combat, we'll apply Vulnerable. So that makes them receive 50% more damage. I don't know if that will also apply to the first tick of the Mercury Hourglass or not, but we'll find out. We get the Emerald Key, so that's the first third of the key we need to get to the final boss. Potion, and another card to add to our deck. I think I'll take Finisher. We are playing a lot of attacks with our shivs. So that some turns that card will really pay off. We don't really need to rest. We're only down 11 damage. Don't really need to smith anything right now. I mean, getting the upgraded blade dances will be nice since it adds even more shivs. Predator just does more damage. And then the dodge and roll will give us more defense. I think I'll go ahead and just get the second third of the key and move on to the King Slime. Or, sorry, Slime Boss. Should we play that first? Again, he will split in half. So we want to get him as close to 70 hit points before we just lay in as much damage as we can. Alright, so he's going to be charging up his big attack. So for this turn, we can just lay in as much damage as we want. So we're going to Sucker Punch. We'll shiv, we'll shiv, we'll shiv. And this will do 24 damage, so he'll still be above that 70 threshold. Perfect. So next turn, we'll get him to split, and we'll do a bunch of damage, so he'll be pretty small by the time he splits. Although we did not draw too much in terms of attacks there. That's alright. We'll just have to deal with the 61 hit point guys. So he splits into a Spike Slime and an Acid Slime. They both have the split feature as well. Let's go ahead. Only the one is attacking. Let's get rid of one of the strikes here. I want to weaken this guy first because he lessens our attack power, whereas this guy lessens our defense. So let's go ahead, throw in as much damage as we can on this guy. And yeah, I'll defend here so that we can get him even lower before we make him split. So one more attack and he's going to split. Let's get rid of that. I'll go ahead and Predator him. So he's going to split down really low. Yeah, I'll discard the finisher this turn. And we'll just shiv him. So we'll take 7 damage from this guy. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's get rid of that slimed. What's the best way to do this? Well, we can take out both of these guys this turn. Now we just have to worry about one slime that can split. I think he'll split at 31. So let's get him down to 32. And we'll leave him up so that we can make his splits have even less hit points. And let's get one of those out of our deck. Alright, so we got 2 tenors. That should be real simple for us to take care of. 2 7s after the Mercury Hourglass. So we can Sucker Punch and we can Predator. And there's the first boss. And when you take out a boss, you get a choice of a gold card. Wraith Form is interesting. It gives us 3 intangible, which reduces all damage by 1. But at the end of our turn, we lose 1 dexterity. And I think that's permanent. So every turn, we keep losing a dexterity. And since the later boss fights take a lot of turns, Wraith Form, not that great. At least not in our deck. Burst will let us play the next skill twice. So if we get that with one of our blade dances, That's a lot of shivs. Then Phantasmal Killer. The next turn, all of our attacks deal double damage. A little bit of a choice here. Excuse me. Upgrading this will let us play the next 2 skills, and upgrading this reduces its cost to 1. So this does nothing for us on the turn we play it, other than give us that 1 defense thanks to After Image. That's a tough choice. Both of these are pretty good, especially if we can get them upgraded. I think I'm going to go with Burst, though. Just because let's go with Phantasmal Killer. Because we have the tools of the trade, we can make it more likely that we get more attacks in our hand when that's active. I'm going to go ahead and take the Black Star because we have a means of weakening elites, giving us even more relics when we beat them. Not a bad idea. So I'll take that, and let's proceed to act number 2. We don't need to worry about taking on any of the special elites. But let's see here, we've got 1 path that will let us take on 2 elites. Actually, multiple paths that will let us take on 2 elites, but none that will let us take on more than that. So 1 question mark, and then arrest, an elite, arrest. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go this path here. Alright, so these guys are annoying in that they take half damage while they're flying, but if we can do 3 attacks to each of them, they will fall to the ground and not be able to attack us. So let's Blade Dance, and that's still not going to be enough. Well, we didn't draw any defense, so I don't feel like we missed out there. So we're going to take 6 damage here. And this guy's going to give himself a strength boost. Alright. I'm going to skip Phantasmal Killer, because we can hit him, hit him, hit him. So he falls. He's not going to do damage to us. I can get up to 8 block this turn, so we're going to take 4 more damage. But we negated 13 of it when we knocked this guy down. Alright, free tools of the trade, definitely do that. Dagger Spray will do 2 damage, 2 attacks to each of these guys. So I have enough to knock both of them out of the air, leaving us with just this guy, who we can easily take out. Because he's not flying, he takes full damage. So now we just have these 2 guys who are on the ground to take care of. Alright, well, I don't think we're going to need that, because the Shiv will take care of him. And then a strike and 2 shivs will take care of this guy. Oh, easy choice here. Our accuracy plus will give our shivs even more damage when we play them. So definitely going to take that. And let's move on up. So this guy has a form of metallicized called Plated Armor. He will gain 14 armor every turn, but every time we do damage to him beyond his armor, this will go down by 1 for each attack that hits him. That being said, we got to get our 2 powers into play right away. We did not draw any defense cards. So this will get us to 2 defense, but will weaken him. So he'll end up doing 8 damage total instead of 12. And then we block 2 of it, so that'd be 6 damage. Or we play this and get a total of 4. So we end up doing 8 damage. So we'll do the weak. That'll make it a little safer for us. Take 6 damage instead of 8. Even though we didn't lower his plated armor by too much. Well, definitely going to get accuracy going. I could Predator him. Let's do this so we can lower his plated armor by 2. Because we got 2 separate attacks in that dealt direct damage. And now our shivs do 9. Let's go ahead, just get rid of one of the regular attacks. We'll shiv him. And then this will do, this will lower his plated armor by 2. And then we can get a defense in as well. So I think that's the way to go. Even though the Phantasmal Killer is tempting. I think that'll be an even better card once we can get it upgraded. Let's get rid of one of our regular defense here. Do our 2 free attacks. I don't have enough to finish him off, but I do have enough to play enough defense to protect ourselves and pass on some defense for next round in case we still don't have enough to take him out. But we did manage to draw a Blade Dance, which gives us even more shivs in our hand, and with that accuracy giving us +5 damage. It's just so good. Not seeing anything that helps us out in our current deck, so I'm going to skip the card here. Keep everything nice and small. The smaller the deck, the faster we get to the good stuff in it. We're able to pick up tools of the trade. Let's go ahead, dodge and roll. Even though we got the dagger spray, taking only 5 damage instead of 12, I think it's the better way to go. I don't know what's the better strategy, but I always take out the big guy first. So let's get rid of one of our regular strikes here. Go ahead, we'll add the shivs. We'll do as many shivs worth as damage as we can. So we're up to 17 block. They're doing 24 damage. Let's knock that down to 1 damage. Alright, we got the accuracy. They're not doing any attacks to us, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of the defend, and then just wail on the Centurion here. So she is either going to give strength or healing. She gave healing. Alright, another one where they're not attacking us. Let's just get rid of one of the regular strikes. I'm going to Phantasmal Killer, so that our next turn even better than this turn. And we'll do 12 damage to this guy. So now our shivs are going to do 18 damage this turn. We're going to kill the big guy this turn, so we don't need the defense. Because the cleric is not attacking us, or mystic is not attacking us. We got them down to 13, and they just buffed their strength some more. So now our shivs are only doing 9 damage. There we go. Alright, Storm of Steel lets us discard our hand to add 1 shiv into your hand for each card discarded. After we get our accuracy going, this is really good. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that. So we saw these guys in the first floor, but we only had to deal with 1. Now they're making us deal with 3. We'll go ahead and do the dagger spray since they're not attacking us this turn. And we're going to work on the guy in the back and then work forward so we can take them out according to how much damage they can take. I'm going to ignore the fact that they're all attacking me this turn to just try and take out this guy. So he'll be dead next turn. We take 12 damage in total. But next turn there's only going to be 2 of them to deal with. Alright. I'm going to get rid of Phantasmal Killer. Can we do 30 damage to this guy? Our shivs do 9. Storm of Steel will get us 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's do the neutralize on one of them. Yeah, you know what? We'll neutralize him. Storm of Steel, because we can take out this guy and then still have plenty of defense to handle this guy. And then next turn we should easily be able to handle this last cultist. We're not going to need the block because this guy is dead this turn. There we go. I'm liking this deck so far. I think I'll take the upgraded dodge and roll just so we have some more defense. We're a little weak in that department at the moment. But a 25 card deck, that's not a bad deck. That's a pretty good size. So the rat, when we kill him, is going to weaken us. So I think it behooves us to deal with the shelled parasite first. Let's see here. This will give us 4 defense. Yeah, that's the better way to go. I think we're going to go rest elite rest rather than question elite rest, just because we're already down to half hit points. Let's use that. We've got the finisher in hand, so it's more worth using that. So then we can drop his plated armor by 3. And we take no damage this turn. And he had like flames behind his sword. That meant that he was going to gain health based off of how much damage he did to us. So since we prevented him from doing any damage, nothing bad happened to us. And we'll drop the defend and the survivor, so we take no damage this turn either. Just get rid of the regular strike. We can accuracy. We'll dodge and roll. We'll dagger spray. And we gotta be careful. We might end up taking out this rat before we want to. We're gonna end up taking 7 damage here. But we are resting after this, so I'm not terribly concerned by that. Let's get rid of a regular strike again. I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to blade dance, strike, shiv, 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 finisher. Alright. Another one where I don't think any of these help us. So yeah, I'm going to skip the card. We've got max potions, so we'll be sure to use them when we take on this elite. These guys are annoying. But they're all super weak. We're going to After Image and Infinite Blades. And then I think I got a Survivor just to prevent some of this damage. Let's get a second Infinite Blades going. Let's see here. Then we'll put the extra vulnerable on this guy. So this guy's going to hit us and give us a wound every time. This guy just does 12 damage every time. This guy will eventually use his net, which will prevent us from using attacks on the next turn. So we want to take him out first, and then this guy, and then finally the slaver. We'll play our 1 defense card. Just not enough to take him out. So we're going to end up taking 16 damage here, putting us down to 11 total health. It's going to be a close one. Going to be a close one. Thankfully, we have a rest after this. Alright. Gonna get rid of the strike. Definitely play the accuracy. Going to play the neutralize on this guy. Hey, Chaos! Thanks for joining the stream. And hello, Chaos Raiders. Definitely gotta finish this guy off. Definitely gonna finish this guy. Dagger spray will do 4 damage. And give us 4 block. The game is great, though I think it's about to be over. Hey, Monkey Man. Let's see here. I give myself 4 block. That gives me 8, plus the one from After Image gives me 9. Dagger Spray doesn't kill either of them, though. Storm of Steel gets me to 5. And I can kill him with the 2 shivs. That gets me to 7, so I take 3 damage. I think that's the way to go. Alright. So I'm going down to 8. Going down to 8. It's not great. But we've got a good hand here. Got a good hand here. So we'll hit him with this, we'll hit him with this. Hit him with this, and then finish him with the finisher. Alright. We survived. And we get 2 relics because of the Black Star. Winged Boots could be helpful. We do play power cards, so we'll gain some health there. Flex Potion will be good for one of those turns where we just need to do a lot of damage right away. One upgraded shiv. Anybody know what the upgraded shivs do? I think we take Storm of Steel again. Have two of them in our deck. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. And then we're going to rest. We are definitely going to rest. Alright. And I realized I misplayed with that last one because I could have used the Storm of Steel to get 4 shivs and put 2 of those shivs back into my discard pile. Let's go ahead and use our winged boots right now, because then we can hit a merchant rather than a fight. Alright, Centennial Puzzle. I don't think that helps us too much. We don't really need the card draw. We're just going for shivs all day long. Let's go with the Sapphire Key. So we now have all 3 parts. If we can survive all the way to the top of the 3rd floor, we can fight the final boss. Alright. Nothing good in the cards. Every 3 times we shuffle our draw pile, we gain 2 energy. Not bad, not bad. Whenever we apply poison, we're not doing a poison deck, so we can skip that. Whenever you shuffle your discard pile, gain 6 block. Yeah, I don't really like that one. Let's see, we could do the sundial, but we won't be able to do a card removal as well. I always have fun. I always like the bomb, but it does mean you have to survive all those extra turns. What would we remove? A regular strike? What do y'all think? Remove a strike or get the sundial? And that every 3 times, it's not in a single combat. It's just every 3 times. So that could be helpful to us. We have a few at this point we have a few cards that have 2 energy. I think I just talked myself into buying the sundial. Alright. Let's proceed. We get a question mark, so no need to waste our winged boots. Alright. If we gain 5 max hit points, that puts us to 36 hit points, but we lose 19, so that puts us down to 17 hit points. We may not want to face that elite after all. So once if we can survive through the boss, our hit points get reset to max for the next floor, because we're not playing on Ascension, since we're just trying to get to the end of the game, or the end of the run. Or we get Cursed Decay, which just gives us 2 damage every time we end our turn with it in our hand. I think we're too low on hit points, so I gotta take the curse card. And then we're gonna go this way to get a couple more question marks. Okay, Gremlin Horn. That was a good use of the winged boot. We'll use this question mark. So this does 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, and then 10 damage to take the book. And it could be one of 2 books. And I don't remember what either book does. So that's 16 damage. Puts us to 15 health. I think we're going to leave it alone. We've got a decent deck going. If we can survive this floor, I think we've got a good chance of getting through here. And then of course we draw a terrible opening hand here. Alright. Got an after image. I think I'm going to skip the Infinite Blades for this first go around. You know what? He's doing 21 damage. We don't have much. So let's drink the Dex Potion, give ourselves the 10 block, and get rid of the decay, so we only end up taking 3 damage here. That turn could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot worse. Well, we'll gain the 7 block. Let's do the 15 damage and gain the 2 additional cards for next turn. Alright, good. He's not attacking. Well, Tools of the Trade. We'll neutralize him. And then we'll Storm of Steel. I realized I could have Blade Danced there now that I paying more attention. Also, that probably was a good idea to use the Flex Potion there. I'm going to get rid of a regular strike. Can we finish him off here? I don't think we can. Well, accuracy. We will dodge and roll. And then we'll do a regular strike here. Or sorry, the strike plus. And then we take a crap ton of damage. Alright, can we finish him off? Definitely don't want the Phantasmal Killer. That's not going to help us. Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that there's a delay in when I get chat's chaos. I'm going to have to figure out how to change that setting. Yes. The waffle gave me 7 more hit points and healed all my hit points when I got it. Alright. I think I drink the Flex Potion. And then I can beat him. Right? No, it's not enough. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man, is this the end? And get this stupid malleable crap. Alright, I take 7 more damage. I'm down to 9 hit points. I can finish him off. Definitely have to rest before the boss, but the boss fight's going to be very close. I'll get rid of decay. Sucker Punch. Caltrops is fun. It'll give us 2 more hit points because we get 2 hit points every time we play a power. I'm gonna do that. And then, yeah, we're resting. So we've got 32 hit points to take on the 420 Knight. Alright, he's not attacking us this turn. So let's get both of our powers into play. Gives us 4 more hit points. And we'll just do 8 damage to him right off the bat. At some point he does do a debuff, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that, because I can drink my artifact potion to prevent the debuff from hurting us too much. Alright, well, let's neutralize him. That way he's only doing 12 damage to us. We'll drop the defend. We'll hit him with the Sucker Punch to keep that weak going. We'll hit him with the Strike Plus and the Shiv. We'll only take 2 damage. Alright. It was a good couple of turns there. Let's get a few more here. Alright, let's drink the Ancient Potion. No, we're gonna hold off because I think this just does the one negative effect, and the thing I'm thinking of does a whole bunch of negative effects all in one go. Let's do the Shiv. We'll do the Blade Dance. I think we're going to skip the Storm of Steel for right now. I'm going to Shiv. That puts us at 3 attacks so far. That'll get us to 5. That'll get us to 6. This will get us to block all of the damage. And then 18 damage to him because of Finisher. Alright. Here we go. Now I drink the Ancient Potion because he's doing the big one. Tools of the Trade. Caltrops. I'm going to Survivor just to get rid of the decay. And then we smack him around a couple of times. Alright. So I think the thing we blocked was him weakening our attack. Let's get rid of this strike. Play the accuracy. He's doing 24 damage to us. Our Shivs do 9 damage each. If we Storm of Steel, that'll get us to 2. We'll have 4 Shivs to play. So that'll get us to a total of 6. We'll take 18 damage. I think I'm going to risk it. And nearly knock my water off the table. Alright, we're down to 22 health. He's going to buff his strength this turn. Well, obviously we get rid of the decay. We're going to give ourselves a whole bunch of Shivs. And then we're going to Shiv it up here. There we go. I think that was 51 damage in one turn. It's not too bad. You know what? Not a good turn to use Storm of Steel, so I'm going to get rid of that. We'll Sucker Punch him. We'll give ourselves some defense. I'll Shiv him again. We'll take 7 damage if I play this. I'll only do 12 damage to him. So I think I'll go for the block instead. So we take 2 damage and he gives us more vulnerable. Alright, we'll just get rid of a regular strike. We'll neutralize him. He's not attacking us this turn. So let's go ahead and Storm of Steel. Now he's going to weaken our attack and give us more vulnerable. All these debuffs are really starting to add up here. Not a good turn for Phantasmal Killer. Well, obviously going to dodge and roll plus. I'll strike plus. I'll Survivor the regular strike, and then we'll hit him with 2 of these. take 5 more damage. And I think because we got him below half health, he's going to do some super buff. Oh, and our sundial just activated. So we're going to have a bunch of extra energy here. So we're going to blade dance both times. We'll dodge and roll. We'll play to defend because why not? And then we're just going to throw all of the shivs at them. We have done 26 shivs this combat. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Well, it was a good run, folks. It was a good run. But, yep. 420 knocks us out. Monkey Man, thanks for the follow. I'm not sure when that happened. I was a little preoccupied. But yeah, we've been conquered. And as tempting as it is to do yet another run, I think I'm going to call it a night tonight. Yeah, Slay the Spire, always fun, even though I keep losing. But yeah, vote will be up on the Twitter page for what the next Tiny Tuesday should be. That should be up by tomorrow morning. If you have suggestions, add them to the poll. Otherwise, I hope to see you all on Friday for Final Fantasy Friday. Otherwise, next week, a new Tiny Tuesday. Thank you, and good night.